Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever read a sentence and just thought, that's fine, but it could be more exciting? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret ingredient that takes writing from just okay to something truly vivid.
So, take a look at this sentence. A swarm of bees buzzed around the bear. It's perfectly fine, right? It tells us what happened. We get the basic idea. But does it make you feel anything? Can you really picture the scene in your head? Not really.
It's a little boring, right? It feels like something's missing, that little spark that would bring the whole thing to life. So the big question is, how could we make this sentence more vivid? What could we possibly add to really see those bees and that bear? Well, the answer, my friends, is a special kind of word that basically acts like a magic wand for your sentences. The solution is adjectives. So what in the world is an adjective? Well, the official definition is a word that modifies or describes a noun or a pronoun. Now, that word modifies, it's really just a fancy way of saying it adds more detail. It just tells you more about the person, place, or thing you're talking about.
And wow, adjectives do so much heavy lifting. Just look at this list. They go way beyond just describing a color. They can tell you about a noun's size, its shape, how it feels, what it sounds like, even its smell or condition. I mean, they're the ultimate detail adders in our language toolkit.
All right, so we know what they are and we know what they do. But where do we actually find these super useful little words in a sentence? Well, they usually pop up in two main spots. First up, and this is the most common place you'll see them, is right before the noun they're describing. Look over on the left, a barking dog. Barking tells us exactly what kind of dog it was. Simple enough, right? The second spot is after what we call a linking verb, like are, is, or was. Over on the right, the clerks are polite and friendly. See? Here, polite and friendly are describing the clerks, and they're connected by that little verb, are. Okay, it's one thing to talk about the rules, but it is so much better to just see these words doing their thing out in the wild. So let's take a look at some adjectives in action.
Check this out. In this sentence, we've got two of them. Common tells us what type of ants we're dealing with, not some rare species, just your everyday ants. And fascinating describes what kind of insects they are. See how those two words immediately give us so much more information? And here's another great one. Young describes the queens, giving us an idea of their age. And short describes their lives, which tells us about duration. You know, without those two little words, the sentence would be way less specific. I love this example because it shows how adjectives can create a sense of scale and, well, power. We're not talking about just any jaws, we're talking about powerful jaws. And they don't just carry objects, they carry large objects. You can almost picture it, can't you? Okay, you've seen the definition, you've seen the examples, so you know what's next. It's your turn. Let's put your new adjective spotting skills to the test. Ready? All right, here's the sentence. Ants are social insects that live in organized colonies. Read it carefully. There are two adjectives hiding in plain sight. Take a second, see if you can find them. Got your answers? Feeling pretty good about it? All right, drum roll, please. Let's see how you did. And there they are. The adjectives are social and organized. Social describes what kind of insects ants are. They're not loners. They live and work together. And organized describes their colonies. They're not just random, messy piles. They're structured. If you found both of those, fantastic job. So, here's the real takeaway. Adjectives are so much more than just a grammar rule you have to memorize. They're the tools you use to paint a picture with your words. They take a simple black and white sketch and just splash it with color and texture and life. So, to wrap this all up, let's make it personal. Think about your day so far. What's one adjective, just one, that you would use to describe your day today? Was it productive, relaxing, hectic, maybe, surprising? Whatever it is, think about it. The word you choose instantly adds that color and detail to your own story.